Chesapeake Energy Arena. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kristaps Porzingis has drawn comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, and it sounds like Dirk is a fan. He says of Porzingis, he's long, athletic, tough. He has touch. He can put it on the floor. He is for real. Kevin?
And Porzingis, DA, a good 3 inches taller than Dirk. He's a very unique talent for sure. These teams always seem, Doris, to be in each other's way. And how different is the atmosphere in a rivalry game like this one?
Yeah, Kev, we sense it on the sideline, don't we?
We do, yes.
You know, a little bit of an air of dislike, a growing discontent that you're constantly in each other's way. Rivalries are built when teams consistently meet when there is something on the line. And that is what has happened with these two. And I'll tell you, we get to sit back and enjoy it, Kevin.
When you played, Doris, were those the most fun games for you as a player?
No doubt. No doubt you wanted to beat that team that was always standing in your way. So then in the summertime, you had a little bragging right.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Dallas, Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Porzingis. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Seth Curry. And it's Doncic in at the 1.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
I guess even he has is one of those once in a while.
Paul kicks to Robertson. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Robertson's got his first points of the game.
So aggressive, fighting his way through contact. Andre Robertson determined to score it there.
Outside, Porzingis, the tray, good, and Curry gets the assist. Porzingis has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right, the effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
Here's Robertson. Patterson, that's good.
To me, when Patrick Patterson is hitting from deep, it makes everything easier for his teammates. He has got tremendous touch.
To the middle, it's stolen by Adams. And here we go with Adams running it up the court. Nice D from Porzingis.
Boy, that's high-impact defense in the lane, standing tall to deny the easy bucket.
Fader on the way. Powell, the pass to Doncic. Here's Robertson, guarded by Curry. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. Gallinari against Curry. Over in the corner, Paul. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Boy, that makes them 4 out of 5 to start this thing. They're finding very good shots early on.
Outside Curry. Out to Hardaway. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And one thing Rick Carlisle is known for is his accountability.
Right, and that extends to himself as much as it does the players who play for him. Listen, if this guy makes the wrong play call, he is going to make sure you know about that. And I think that's an approach you see from the top down in this organization.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Paul's shot is off. Inside, here's Porzingis. That drops and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Porzingis has got 5 points so far.
Well, Kristaps Porzingis understands with his length and size, those are high percentage finishes. Nicely done.
And Patterson kicks to Robertson. Gallinari outside. Hardaway with the steal. Doncic with it. Now guarded by Gallinari. Porzingis can't hit.
Boy, a little too casual on the layup. Temporary loss of focus. Not good.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And the first one at the line is good. And plenty of bumping and elbowing inside as ever. Steven Adams strong enough, though, to come out on top of that battle.
Yeah, not shy at all about contact. Grew up the youngest of 18 children. He had to hit above his weight for over a decade. Now he's got the upper hand.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. He doesn't get the second one.
What I love about Steven Adams is he approaches the game with a level of physicality that sets a tone for his team. Outstanding defensively and growing offensively. Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And it's right with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 2. 1:46 left in the first quarter. Berea finds Marjanovic. 4 on the shot clock. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's blocked. Marjanovic down low. Adams defending. Marjanovic, no good. Here's Muscala. They get it back. Adams' shot is off. The Mavericks have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Schroeder against Wright. He nails it, and we're tied up.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Oklahoma City has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And Adams kicks it over to Schroeder. Back to Adams. And the rejection by Marjanovic. 36 seconds left to play in the first. Up top, Berea. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Under trailing by 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Out to the right wing. Back to Muscala to stop the run. Sinks the three-pointer.
And that was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
Well, both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
Berea, that's a 2-pointer. It's a tie game in Oklahoma City. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Well, I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
Well, you just try to keep riding this wave, right? They've been absolutely dominant from three-point territory.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, they've got J.J. Barea. White is out there with Marjanovic. And there's Jackson, and it's Kleba in at the 4 slot. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. The Thunder probably the best team in the league at creating extra opportunities.
And they do it in 2 ways, Kevin. They are a team that emphasizes offensive rebounds and forcing turnovers. So they make you feel them, and they make things happen with their activity.
Here's Schroeder following the score by Dallas. Here's Muscala offline with his 3. Dallas leading by 4. Here's Kleba. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
For the Dallas Mavericks, the last couple years, generating free throw attempts has been a problem.
Which is a shame because when they've gotten to the line, they've been extremely accurate. But let's remember, you have a ton of jump shooters on this team, and that's a point of emphasis.
And the first one drops. So much of being a scorer is finding ways to get open without the ball, of course, and there are a lot of guys that do that very well in the league right now.
Well, you think back to guys like Ray Allen, who have retired in the last 5 to 6 years. He was one of the all-time bests. You think back to the Detroit Pistons teams and Rip Hamilton. They set the stage for today's generation. Guys like Klay Thompson and Kyle Korver, who are relentless in their motion and sometimes do it randomly. Outside of the context of the offense, they're just, because they've done it so often, the kind of movement they create puts tremendous stress on your defense.
Curry. It's rebounded by Robertson.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Robertson. Back to Patterson. Alinari on the wing. Good by Porzingis. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Doncic passes to Powell. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Powell's got the lead up to 4 now for the Mavs. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0 of 4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Gallinari against Jackson. A nice shot by Gallinari. Gallinari's got 6.
Nice piece of work there. Get yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Passes it to Doncic. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Jackson. Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Poked away and stolen by Noel. Here's Paul, and he hits it to tie the game up. He has 5.
Make no mistake, Nerlens Noel has the kind of length to make that kind of defensive play. Boy, certain guys, it's just a rough season, right? For Nerlens Noel last year, that was the case. Couldn't get any consistent playing time. And after looking to be finally on the rise, he takes a step back in his development. It's got to be tough.
The pass to Robertson. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Doncic, no good. And with Noel, it's hard as he turned down a big money long-term deal.
It's always a chance you take, right, if you bet on yourself. And the skill set there for Nerlens Noel, this guy is definitely a great defender. He's just seeking the right opportunity.
Here's Doncic following the basket by Chris Paul. Outside Hardaway. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Drills the three-pointer. Curry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder with one of the more rabid fan bases, Doris, in the NBA.
Well, 7 straight seasons of sellouts. There's something about the love affair you find in these small market one sport towns. This is an organization that has the complete and full support of their community.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Gallinari. And Dallas with a change here too. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dwight Powell. And slam dunk by Noel.
Kev, love the connection Noel has built with his teammates. Smart at knowing when to time that alley-oop.
And taken away by Paul. From down in the low post, it goes. Paul's got 6 here in this quarter.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
Curry outside. A shot off that time. Straight D that time from Dennis Schroeder. To the paint. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
Now here is Hardaway. Over Paul. That's short off the rim.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
To the paint. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis to end the run. The Thunder pull it in.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
Noel dishes to Robertson. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And there's the call on Curry. That is his first foul of the game. "16 seconds left here in the second. Now here's Paul. Tight defense on him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice jump shot. Good. Paul's got 10 points in the quarter.
Fruitful possession. Just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Well, this is a perfect example of how you want to run your offense. Disciplined but determined. Nice possession, Greg.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick, what's your analysis of how your defense has done so far?
Well, they're getting too many open looks at threes. We're lucky they're missing a few. With this team, they stretch you out so much, you got to be really alert. You got to pay close attention to the details.
Rick, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Chris Paul has been the story in this one. He had 13 points, 2 steals, and 1 assist. After a subpar performance in their previous contest, he has come on strong tonight. His first half, sensational. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, the offense is running on all cylinders. Guys are focused, executing, not playing outside of themselves. That's why their shooting percentage was so high. See it up there, Ernie, in the stratosphere? Anyway, they're mixing things up, which keeps the defense scrambling.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you, 2 quarters in the books. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
Well, didn't you get the sense, Greg, that this entire team fed off his energy? His remarkable effort on the defensive end really triggered this group.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Mavericks trail by 9. Patterson is the 4 with Adams in the middle. Andre Robertson out there with Chris Paul. And it's Gallinari in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Now here's Curry. Fires from 14. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it took a few seasons, Doris, for Seth Curry to prove himself on the NBA level.
How about his start, Kevin? 5 teams in his first 5 years. But he flourished when given the chance, and we know is a deadly shooter.
Paul kicks to Robertson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. In the corner, it's Patterson. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Patterson's got 6.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And taken away by Paul. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Luka Doncic.
And any discussion about CP3 has to start with his hands. The dribble moves, all the steals he gets, he uses his hands better than just about anybody.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Paul.
I think when you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, it's not hard to think about the ownership. Driven, intelligent, committed, and the team has embodied those traits.
And so Paul nails both of them. And even though the Mavericks had a couple of bad years in a row, this franchise remains rock solid.
Well, think about they've had consistency from the top down. It's a pioneering organization that's always looking at the next innovation. And remember, they have a very strong fan base.
And so here is Oklahoma City. The Mavericks making the shot. Here's Patterson. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is, because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime. Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
So here's Gallinari following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. And Gallinari kicks to Robertson. Adams with it. Powell's there. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range. That shot off. Nice D from Porzingis.
They've got to start working for better shots. Just 1 for 4 in the second half so far.
Here's Hardaway. Roush contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And the Mavericks making a change here. Jackson's checked in. On the free throw, no good. We now have rules, Doors, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
To the inside. Curry can't get it to go.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And Patterson kicks to Robertson. Ball left side. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
In today's NBA, we like to talk about that three-point shot. Well, the Dallas Mavericks, believe it or not, took the 4th most in the NBA last year.
And the Mavs, Doris, not only took a lot of threes, they made a lot of threes.
Well, when you have shooters, the likes of Dirk Nowitzki, Wes Matthews, Doug McDermott, the list goes on, three-point shooting was the least of their worries last season.
The free throw drops for Powell.
I think Powell is an exciting prospect, has a phenomenal understanding of the game. I think he'll make big improvements with time.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Muscala comes in for Patrick Patterson. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Robertson. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Chris Paul. And so he hits both.
When you think about the 2 consecutive first-round playoff exits for the Oklahoma City Thunder, this is a franchise that had made it to the conference finals in 4 out of the previous 6 seasons. So not the kind of deep run they're accustomed to.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Now here's Berea. Not a lot of room.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
They regrouped, they worked out some of their frustrations, and now we're seeing them have some fun.
And the Thunder struggling to break through in the West. Doris, are they going in the wrong direction?
Well, certainly they've lost their fair share of star players. And you wonder, do rival executives start to think they may need to trade Westbrook and start from square one?
Now here's Schroeder. And Muscala kicks it over to Schroeder. There's the pass to Gallinari. Inside. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop. And the Thunder lead by 6.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And Greg, certainly the knock on Dennis Schroeder is play on the defensive end.
Nobody questions how effective he is on offense. I just think he has a tendency to take a few too many plays off and too many chances on defense. If he wants to be viewed as a top point guard in this league, he'll need to show some consistency on the defensive end.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Berea. Misses off the right iron. The Thunder leading by 6. And Gallinari kicks to Noel. Feeds it to Schroeder. Good work there as it goes.
Wow, look at the way the big man Noel set up his guys, puts the pass in the perfect position, easy shot.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And here is Marjanovic. Pass to Finney-Smith. Berea looking for an opening. 5 to shoot.
And you look at J.J. Barea and how he's played over the years. Has always been a spark plug for a team off the bench. He just plays with energy and creativity no matter the situation.
The Mavericks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
And he makes the first.
And you never doubt this guy's enthusiasm or his love for the game of basketball. To me, it's what makes Barea the kind of guy you root for.
And both free throws good for Barea. The Thunder leading by 6. Schroeder outside, pulls up, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Barea against Schroeder. Now here's Barea. Defense is right there. Just 4 to shoot. The 3. He got it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Oklahoma City out in front. They're up by 8. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why, Greg, great point guard play is so critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. They've got Marjanovic. J.J. Barea is out there with Wright. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Throws it up high. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock.
Well, he hasn't been a big contributor tonight for sure, but it hasn't prevented them from being in a position to grab the win.
Kleber, no good. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Down low, it's deflected. Barea finds Wright. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. To the inside. They grab their own miss. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Well, how about DeLon Wright having his best season as a pro last year? He had tremendous numbers, solidifying his role as a backup point guard. And I'll tell you this, he had some games where he simply took over.
And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Patterson comes in for Mike Muscala. Robertson, he's checked in for Gallinari. And it's Paul in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Seth Curry, he's checked in for DeLon Wright. And Doncic is subbed in for J.J. Barea. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He was pretty clear-cut to them. He said, look, we need to play with some edge out there. I don't care what the lead is. Do not back off.
shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And Wright is a taller point guard. Not an easy matchup off the bench.
I'll tell you, Kevin, this guy has got a great nose for steals and block shots. He knows how to use the length he has on the defensive end, and he can be tenacious on the glass. Go ahead, DeLon, Wright, do your thing.
Well, Dennis Schroeder showed he can handle high usage in an offense. Was the first option for the Hawks this past season. Even with defenses keyed in on him, he was able to average right around 20 points.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Paul with the bucket. And with Schroeder, he said he learned that extra defensive attention.
And being able to stay productive when dealing with the best opposing defender goes a long way in the NBA. Schroeder also managed to cut down on his turnovers while taking on more of a playmaker role. Strong year for him offensively, and I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to grow as a player.
Patterson, that's good.
And that was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
Well, both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
Now here is Hardaway. Doncic with it. He's picked up by Paul, and Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Here's Hardaway, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
It's proving very difficult to guard Tim Hardaway Jr. without fouling the guy, especially when he's this aggressive.
And he knocks down the first one.
When you think about Thunder coach Billy Donovan taking over in 2015, he came in as a 2-time NCAA champion at Florida and one of only 4 individuals to play and coach in a Final Four. Incredible stuff.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Both good from the line that time. And Coach Donovan, when he came in, wanted to encourage more ball movement and spacing.
I'm not sure it's played exactly as he had hoped. It's not always possible to shoehorn a new style of play. You've got to adapt to your personnel.
Adams, the pass to Paul. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Beautiful stuff from CP3, figuring out every single way to exploit the weakness of the defense.
Here's Porzingis. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Patterson with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Paul, right side. 6 on the shot clock. Over Doncic. And it's Paul missing. Mavericks trail by 4. Elbow shot is on the way. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And that's 13 points for Porzingis. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
I think sometimes that's all it takes, right? We'll see if it helps them moving forward in this one.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
Adams down low. Powell on him. And the dunk by Robertson.
The athleticism from Andre Robertson. My goodness, power at the cup.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. second shot opportunity. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Robertson. Paul outside. Pass to Gallinari. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And it's a 7-point Thunder lead.
And the future Hall of Famer loves to dish the rock. Paul has a pass-first mentality. He makes everyone around him better.
Robertson finds Gallinari.
Can't waste a second now. And even then, there's still little chance.
No, exactly. They've got to act quickly. They don't have a ton of time to work with.
Here's Paul. Following the score by Dallas. And that one is hammered home.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
Porzingis. Count it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Embrace the spotlight, KP. Delivery in a big moment for Porzingis.
Now here's Paul. D right on him. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
And he commits the intentional foul. And the Mavericks making a change here. Marjanovic has checked in. Here's Paul. 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter. To the middle. Patterson with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. 6 on the shot clock. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. .17 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
Dallas calls timeout. They're behind by 7. 16 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Three-pointer right. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 7. There's 14 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Three from the inbound. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.